Okay, so if you're on the path to becoming a school district leader in New York State, you know there's one massive hurdle to clear: the school district leader exam. Today, we're going to dive deep and break down the single most critical part of that test: the written response. And I'm going to give you the exact blueprint to absolutely nail it. You really have to think of this exam as the official gateway to that next step. But it's not just a test of what you know. It's more like a simulation. It's designed to see if you can truly think, act, and, this is the big one, write like a superintendent who's facing very real district-wide challenges. And I want this number to really sink in for a second. A full 50%, that's half of your total score on each part of the assessment, comes directly from these written assignments. This isn't just some extra credit, it is the main event. Your entire grade can literally hinge on how well you can put together a clear, compelling, evidence-based response. So how do you do it? How do you prove you're ready to lead an entire district in just a few hundred words? Well, here's the secret. It's not about just listing off a bunch of leadership buzzwords you memorized. No, it is all about structure. It's about how you build your response to prove you can think and act at that high district-wide level. Before we even get into any kind of template, we have to talk about the most important piece of this whole puzzle. And it's not about what you write, it's about how you think. It all comes down to making a crucial shift in your perspective. This slide right here says it all. You have to stop being the principal who's just putting out a fire in one school. That's building level thinking. For this exam, you have to become the superintendent who's designing the fire prevention system for the entire district. It's a huge shift, right? You're moving from reactive, short-term fixes to strategic, data-driven, long-range planning that gets to the root cause of a problem across all of your schools. Okay, so once you've got that superintendent mindset locked in, let's get to the practical tool that's going to help you build your response. Seriously, think of this as your secret weapon, your blueprint for getting a high score. Step one is simple. Find your anchor. Every single powerful response starts by clearly identifying a significant, evidence-based problem. And I mean evidence-based. Don't invent something. Don't guess. You have to pull a specific issue directly from the data and the documents they give you in the scenario. That's your anchor. And listen, using this exact sentence starter, it's a total power move. It immediately signals to the person grading your test, hey, I'm not just giving an opinion here, I am analyzing the evidence you provided. It's the difference between guessing and actually leading. So once you've anchored your problem in solid evidence, your next move is to propose your solution. Now, the key words to remember here are concrete, actionable, and, this is the most important one, district-wide. You're fixing the whole system, not just one classroom or one school. See, a phrase like this shows you're thinking systemically. You're not just applying a Band-Aid. We're talking about the big district-level moves here: aligning curriculum across all schools, reallocating resources where they're needed most, providing consistent professional development. This is that mindset shift we talked about, but in action. All right, pay close attention, because this is the step where a lot of people lose points. I call it the because step. It is not enough to just say what you're going to do. You absolutely have to explain why it's going to work. You've got to connect the dots for the score between your action and the result you expect. And here it is, the ultimate goal. Your justification has to always, and I mean always, circle back to student outcomes. You have to connect your big strategy directly to improving student achievement or making the district's educational program stronger. That shows the score your focus is exactly where it needs to be. Now, let's keep this super simple. What if the prompt asks you to identify 2 problems or come up with 2 strategies? Don't panic. You don't need a new method. You just run the playbook again. You repeat that powerful 3-part sequence for the second issue: problem, strategy, justification. Boom, done. So, why is this template so powerful? Well, it's not just a nice way to organize your thoughts. It's basically been reverse engineered from the test itself. It is specifically designed to hit every single point on the official scoring rubric. I mean, just think about it. By following this blueprint, you're guaranteeing you hit all the marks. For completeness, the structure forces you to answer every single part of the prompt. For accuracy, it makes you use their evidence, not just your own opinions. And for depth and support, that justify step forces you to provide the rich rationale and evidence that the scores are desperately looking for. Okay, so you have this structure down. The final piece of the puzzle is the polish. To go from a good score to a great one, you have to sound the part. You need to use the professional tone and the vocabulary of a seasoned superintendent. Trust me, language matters a ton. Consider this slide your personal vocabulary cheat sheet. Weaving these exact phrases into your response is how you show fluency in high-level educational leadership. It's like a signal to the scorer that you belong in this conversation, so use them. Frame your problem, your strategy, and your justification with this language. And please, always end your response with a powerful, confident, concluding statement just like this one. It's your last chance to reinforce that strategic, district-level perspective. It leaves the score with one final, powerful impression. This person is absolutely ready to lead. And that's really the coolest part about this whole approach. What we've talked about today isn't just some clever test-taking trick. It's a genuine framework for leadership. It's a clear, effective, and powerful model for how you can analyze problems, build system-wide solutions, and communicate your vision when you finally step into that role as a true district leader.